One of the most fake things a fraud can do is be real. Realizing that you're not perfect and accepting it are two different things. They don't go hand in hand. Hands just shake in agreement to the fraud I am. And I've fallen so many times that getting up isn't the problem. It's convincing you that I've learned to stand. I'm not me on most days. I'm just a collage of prayer trapped in the crossfire of my will and God's, an inverted mausoleum, dying until I live. It's kind of scary. And my Holy Ghost seems more alive than I am. Almost like you forgot to tell me something, like when you were assigned my soul, you skipped over the part where I was left wondering why you were there in the first place, who let you in. The only testimonies I hear are the ones people tell me I have, but I'm not speaking any of it. I'm just there, watching them get free for me. God, I want to be strong. God, forget about being strong. Allow me to love myself. God, forget about loving myself. Just self-love for me. Tell me, how long have you been allowing your name to become a playground where people come and go as they please, and when they had enough of their fake self, they go ahead and swing? Didn't know waiting was this tough, and when the tough gets going, I leave life, live evil. It's all the same thing. They've forgotten that heaven is only a lifetime away. Let their steps toward the exit sign get free for them. Talk about fight until there's none left in them. They can't hear your answers because they're too busy asking questions. But the Holy Ghost goes to parties with them. Drinks until it vomits up their testimony, smokes until it's singing in tongues. How long have you been saying come to me, with a look in your eyes that makes me wonder why you've created us in the first place? What happens when your image is covered in way too much makeup to ever see the God in man? When perfume takes away from the scent of being holy? Do you remember my name? Can you still find me? Where am I? Somewhere trapped in the ruins of humanity. This is for the rappers, the ones who talk about God but never say which one they serve. For the girls who change men like purity rings, break more promises than they make. The pastor who forgot to save someone, the breakthrough that never happened, the seed that's planted, the tree that never grew, the people who forgot to water it, the prayer I forgot I was saying, the questions I've asked you but never asked myself. This is for the Christians, the Muslims, the Jews, the atheists, the scientists, the magicians, the witches, the sinners, and the ones who think they don't sin. For the frauds that don't go to church for fear of seeing frauds. For the God seekers and the ones God seeks. For the Proverbs and the other 65 we pretend to see. For the commandments and those who don't like being told what to do. For the non-believers who believe in everything but believing every home I left. The awkward stage I wasn't lucky enough to have. The prayer my mother told me to say for not understanding what I was saying. Tell me, how long have you been watching me? Because it almost seems selfish not to give you my attention now, for still being afraid of the dark and the darkness I've created. For the murder of my mom and the birth of myself. For the accident that took my father and conceived my niece. What happens when there is no one left to pray for the pastor? When leaving church is the same reason you started going in the first place. When there are more empty seats than the souls you saved. The first time I was prayed for, I barely knew who God was, but can see him in all their faces. When the phrase "use me" means showed me off, not through. They were unlit firecrackers, always lived off the spark, but were too afraid to light themselves on fire. When the altar becomes more of a stage than a kneeling session. They love you for creation, blame you for the problems they've created, and when creations go wrong, they send a man to kill himself in attempts to save a universe. Dead bodies are swept in Bibles. This is what happens when you put heaven and hell under one roof and start preaching. The only reason why some think the Antichrist looks like you is because they've never seen your face. They're too busy praying with their eyes closed. This started out as a poem, went from a prayer to a letter, and is now an apology. I'm sorry.